welcome to another Tonic Craft Kit unboxing video. This one is for kit number 37 and it is called the Rosemaling Circle, I think that's how you say it, and it is a dot and drop themed kind of a kit. So the dies have like little pinprick areas that are designed so you could perfectly space out your Nouveau Drops on them, which is brilliant. I'm really sorry if you hear any background noise. I was trying to wait till it was quiet, but I've been waiting and it's now 2:30 in the afternoon and it's still not quiet. So I think someone's shredding branches or something, I don't know. But anyway, hopefully you can't hear it too much. But anyway, let's get into the unboxing of this month's craft kit. So, we've got a few Nuvo items as usual, which I will go through first because Nuvo is my favourite. So the first one is a full-sized pot of Nouveau Embellishment mousse, and this is their Cornflower blue colour, which was one of the original colours, I think. I think maybe they brought out the kind of metallic toned, you know, like a silvery one, a gold one, a coppery one to begin with, and then I think they came out with a set of maybe like 6 colours, and I'm sure this Cornflower blue was in that kind of one of the initial releases, but it's a really gorgeous colour. I've actually gone through an entire pot of this because I think I got my first pot maybe 3, could even be 4 years ago, so I'm very glad to get a new pot of this because I finished the other one and I've been without this colour for a little bit. So this is the gorgeous Cornflower blue. You can see it's a really gorgeous, well, Cornflower blue colour. It's kind of like, is it the Cornish pottery that is blue and white? It's that kind of a gorgeous blue tone, really lovely colour. And Nouveau Embellishment Mousse is brilliant for all sorts of different techniques. You can use it to like pick out detail on an embossing folder when you run a piece of card through it. You can water it down and make your own sprays with it. You can water it down and use it as a watercolour, or take a paintbrush with that kind of watercolour consistency and flick it on. You can water it down onto your easy clean mat that Tonic do, and then you can squish your card into it as well, which is what I did in one of my cards that I'll show you, and I've done a sped up video showing you those as well. But really beautiful colour and a really lovely product. I love Nouveau Mousse. Then we also get a glitter marker, and you're getting a random selection from 3, and they are the ones that are in the Sugar Rush collection of pens, which is actually a 3-pack made up of singly released pens. So this one is the Wild Lavender, which came individually packaged to begin with, but since they've released those individual colours, they've now been putting them into packs of 3, and Sugar Rush contains 3 of the new colours. I think it has the Athenian blue and the Strawberry Bonbon or something like that, I think it was called, that came out a little while ago and would have been in one of my videos where I was showing you the Nuvo glitter markers. But so this, I've got the Wild Lavender. I can't seem to find for definite what the 3 colours are from this Sugar Rush set of pens, but I'm pretty sure, looking from the packaging, I'm pretty sure you're going to get either the Wild Lavender, which I got, or the Athenian Blue, or the Strawberry Bonbon. I'm pretty sure it is one of those that you will be getting. So all gorgeous colours that go really nicely with the colour selection in the kit as well. And with glitter markers, they come like this, so they just have a white nib on them, and the idea is that you they come like this so they don't leak in transit, and so you will push this in and keep shaking it and pushing the nib down to get the ink to come into the nib like this, and then you get that gorgeous glittery ink coming out the end of it. And glitter markers are really useful for all sorts of different applications. Here's the other 2 colours as well, actually, if you want to see those. So you might be getting one of these 2 as well, gorgeous pink and blue tones, or the purple. Yeah, there's loads of different things you can do with the Nouveau glitter marker. In my sped up video I have been stamping with it, and I was also again scribbling it onto this Easy Clean mat from Tonic with the Nouveau mousse and squishing my card into it to create my background. You can also just colour directly onto your project with them. You can scribble them onto your glass cutting mat and then add a little bit of water to it and pick it up like a paint, so it's like slightly more dilute colour and dispersed sparkle than using it straight from the pen. So again, lots of different ways that you can use the Nouveau glitter markers. Then, because this is a dot and drop themed kit, you're also getting 3 Nouveau Drops as well. And they are the full-sized ones too. So you're getting Blue Lagoon, which is a gorgeous glitter drop. You can see there it's got a hint of green in the sparkle that's in it as well. So it's kind of a blue base with a iridescent-y kind of glitter in there that gives you that little hint of green as well. So that is the Blue Lagoon glitter drop. Then you've also got the Sweet Lilac crystal drop, which is a gloss one. So this gives you that gorgeous gloss effect, and it is a nice pale purple colour, a pinky purple, which would go with the pink glitter marker if you got that one. And then you've also got, this is one of the newest vintage drops as well. There was a second release of vintage drops a little while back, it's probably nearly a year ago now, but this was one of those newer colours, and this is the Purple Basil, which is a really gorgeous purple tone. It's like a dusky purple. It kind of reminds me of Parma Violet Sweets actually, but a really gorgeous colour. And a new vintage drop is different to these two. So the glitter one will give you a glittery finish, but still gives that smooth dome effect, but it's just packed full of glitter. This one will give you the gloss finish and a gorgeous smooth dome, and then this one will also give you the smooth dome, but this will dry matte, and it does say 48 hours, yes. So you get the full matte effect after 48 hours. The samples that I'll show you, I did only just make them this morning, so they won't be the full matte effect yet, but it kind of gives like a satin matte kind of finish, so you still get the light kind of reflecting off of it, but it's more of a matte finish than a high gloss finish. But I really love the vintage drops, and they come in like a rectangular bottle, and they have like the little dents on the sides, which makes it really easy to squeeze. And they also have a hexagonal lid with a gorgeous hexagon gem on the top of it too, and they all come with these little tags on them too, because it kind of makes it look like, I don't know, an old-fashioned perfume bottle or something, and it's got the gorgeous little tag on it. And a top tip for these, you do want to take them off really, because they kind of get in the way as you're using the drop, but keep them and then put a drop of the like the Purple Basil onto here and let it dry. Then have them all just on one of those little book rings rather than putting them back on the thing, and then you'll have the name, because it actually gives you the full name, the number, what it is, you know, everything, all the details you need on there. And you'll also have an example of how the Nouveau drop dries as well, because especially with the vintage drops, I mean, it dries the exact colour that you're seeing, but you don't obviously know the matte finish that it's going to show when you're just looking at the bottle, whereas these two, you can see that jam-packed glitter look from the blue one, and you can see the glossy effect that you'll get from the pinky purple one. But with these, you don't really know the exact matte colour, so it's quite nice to have a swatch of them to show you exactly how they're going to dry. Again, lots of things you can do with the Nouveau drops. There'll be a clip of 2 extra cards inserted somewhere in this video of ones that I made previously, and I used I think it was just these two squished together to create a background. I love doing that squishing effect where you squeeze out some of your Nouveau drops onto one piece of card, put another piece on top, squish them together and pull them apart, and you get 2 identical backgrounds to use on your cards. I didn't do that in my sped up video because I've been doing that quite a lot recently, and you're probably fed up of the technique. So on the cards that I'll show you, I have just been using them as Nouveau drops, but they're a great colour selection to add to your collection as well. So really lovely drops, and they go perfectly with the dot and drop idea from the dies in this month's kit. Then, hiding under the folder, you're also getting a 6x6 pad of the mixed cardstock. So this is multiple different types of cardstock that Tonic do. You can buy all of these in the A4 packs where you get 5 sheets of them, but this just gives you 4 of their different cardstocks, and you're getting 6 sheets of each of them in a nice little sampler pack. So if you like making small cards like I do, or you only use your specialty kind of card for your die cut, this is the perfect kind of pack to get, because you're not really going to need much more than a 6x6 piece of card. And in this pack, it's all of their gorgeous white coloured cardstock. So you're getting their Pearlescent white card, which is double-sided, their white glitter card, the Pearl Ripple, which has got a gorgeous ripply design, and then also the Pearl Damask, which has a lovely damask design to it. So this is the white Pearlescent card, and it is double-sided. So you have that same pearlescence on the other side as well. Then, that one is called Pearl White. And then we have their white glitter card, which has that gorgeous interference colour. Looks very much like their diamond glitter as well. And that one is called Sugar Crystal. Then we have the Pearl Ripple as well, which is gorgeous pearlescent with that lovely ripply design in it. And the final one is the Pearl Damask, which has this lovely swirly, florally, damasky pattern in it, and they've all got that gorgeous pearlescent finish to them as well. The last two are just single-sided, and obviously the glitter card is single-sided as well. But a really lovely pack to get. It's a great addition, because being white, you can actually change the colour of this. So if you have your alcohol pens, you could scribble on this with your alcohol pens. Then you could take blending solution if you have it, but if not, you can also just use nail varnish remover, put it on one of your like ink blending tools, cut a piece of foam to sit on there and put some of it on there, and then you can pounce it all over your scribbled alcohol pen background on top of this, and it will sort of disperse the colour a little bit and add a coloured effect to the cardstock, but you'll still get the pearlescence coming through of the card as well. Or you can obviously just use alcohol inks too if you have them, just like the bottles of them, and you can drip the different colours onto it to change the colour of it too. So I love their white coloured cardstock, because it's really versatile with all the different things you can do to it. Then we have also got the full A4 sheets of card in this kit too. I think we've got 7. No, 6. No, 7. Had it right the first time. Okay, so this cardstock is the classic card in Mauve Purple. So this is their textured weave classic card, which is textured on the one side and then it's smooth on the other side. Then this one is their Silky Sky mirror card. This one came out in the Ocean Air colour trend a couple years back. It's a really beautiful satin mirror card, gorgeous colour. I've gone through so many packs of this one because it's really pretty. This one is their Gleaming Lilac Pearlescent card, which I think came out in the Arabian Nights colour trend, again a couple of years ago now. Really pretty double-sided pearlescent, and that gorgeous light purpley pink colour, which goes absolutely perfectly with the Sweet Lilac Nouveau Drops as well. Then this one is their Lilac Waves. I think this one came out in the Dream in colour trend, which was the beginning of last year, and has that gorgeous ripply wavy kind of pattern to it. And it has the pearlescent finish, and this one is a perfect match for the Purple Basil vintage drop as well. Then we have another of their luxury embossed cardstocks. This one is called Powder Blue Lace, and it has a gorgeous subtle lacy flowery design on it. It's really lovely, and it has that lovely pearlescent finish to it as well. And this pattern still shows when you die cut as well, which I love. Then we also have a piece of glitter card, and this one is called Tropical Tide, and look how beautiful that is. Look at all the blue tones that are in there. There's like dark blue and light blue as well, depending how the light catches it. Really lovely. And their glitter card hardly sheds any glitter at all, like literally a couple of specks if that, and it die cuts really nicely, which is brilliant too. And then finally, you've also got one piece of their specialty paper, the cotton paper, and this one is the Caribbean Tide, which again is really beautiful. It's a really thin embossed, like it's a really low profile embossed, but because of that pearlescent finish, look how 3D that looks, and it really does look like waves and stuff as well. Really beautiful. So that is all of the big sheets of cardstock. So you're getting a lot of cardstock in this month's kit because you're getting the 7 sheets of that plus this whole pack of card as well. So you've got lots to play with all of the dies that I will show you in a second as well. So let's open the dies. As always, you get it in your lovely little kit folder, which fit in the binders that you get every like 3 or 4 kits as well. I've already taken my dies out and put them onto a magnetic sheet, but they usually come stuck to a piece of acetate in a cellophane bag. But don't forget, you can keep the cellophane bag for putting in little die cuts that you've had too many of, and you can also peel the foam tape off of the acetate and use the acetate for your shaker cards as well. And the magnetic sheets that I get are just really cheap ones off of eBay, and then I just trim them down to like roughly A5 kind of a size so they'll fit in the folder. So this is this month's die set, and as I said at the beginning, the title of this month's kit is the Rosemaling Circle. I did actually Google what that was, didn't I? Wait a sec. So the name Rosemaling is actually a traditional form of decorative folk art that originated in Scandinavia. So it does give you that kind of a feel. So that is obviously why they have called it the Rosemaling Circle. But it's a really gorgeous die set, and it's really versatile, this one. So if you don't have any circle layering dies, it's going to be a brilliant addition to your collection because you've got quite a nice set of nesting circles in different edges, different finishes and stuff to play around with and mat and layer onto each other. But it's also really versatile in the fact that you have 3 different designs that can mix and match to be the perimeter design within the circle dies, which is brilliant. So I'll show you this bottom one first. This bottom one has got that dot and drop detail in it. So you see along here where you've got all these little dots that come round. When you die cut that, they obviously make little dents in your card, and the idea is that you follow those dents with little tiny Nouveau Drops out of the Nouveau Drops that you've been given, or whatever colours you want to use, and it completes a pattern, kind of like a dot to dot, but obviously you're filling it in with Nouveau Drops. So you've kind of got a swirly design, this kind of goes around that floral design, and then you've got another swirl at the end here. So that's the main one that has the actual dot and drop kind of element. The 2 circles that go either side of the detail ones actually work so that the dot pattern is always next to the die cut pattern. So you can see here the dots are on the inside of this cutting edge, but they're on the outside of this one. So you're always going to get the dotty edge around both sides of your pattern if you cut it into a frame. And you could also follow those dots with your drops as well if you wanted to. So if you put this one inside it, you could have a dotty border on either side in one colour and then fill in the dotty pattern with another colour as well. These are also really great for paper piecing too. The card that I'll show you in the inserted clip of footage, I did paper piece some of these little details back in as well, which I thought looked really lovely. So that is the main sort of dot and droppy kind of one. And then you also have 2 extra designs, and the idea behind this is they've given you a semicircle of the design. So what I've been doing is I've been laying down the dies, so I've got the outside edge, the design and the circle, making sure I get a nice placement of the design like equidistance from both of the circle dies, so I know that it's kind of going to be a equal kind of donut all the way around the edge. And then once you've cut that piece, so you've got the donut with the half a design, you can leave it like that for a cool effect, or you can actually then take the detailed die out, flip it over and cut it into the other half, and then you get the perfect frame with the continuous pattern all the way around. And this one has like a gorgeous swirly design, and it does have larger areas where the swirls kind of end, which again is perfect for your Nouveau Drops. And I've used the purple basil on top of the mauve purple classic cardstock, and it goes really nicely together as well. And then the final design here, this one is really lovely too. It's got different types of flowers in it, but as well as the flowers, this piece here, and again it's repeated on the other side, and this piece here, again repeated, they make perfect little foliage pieces for any kind of flowers that you have, or just to create a really cool modern cascadey design on your card as well. They're really lovely, these pieces that fall out, and I've used them on a couple of cards as well. Then, oh yeah, let me just tell you how big this circle is so that you know too. So it is about 14 centimetres diameter, maybe a teensy bit less, but it's roughly about 14 centimetres. So you know the average kind of square card blank that you get, it should fit on that really nicely. It'll be perfect for 6x6 cards as well, or you can mat and layer it up and do a 8x8 card too, or you can just use half of it on an A6 card like I've been doing as well. And you can actually make circle cards out of this too. The two that are in the clip that I'll insert in are a rocker card and a circle shaped card, so that works really nicely for those kind of cards too. And then going towards the centre of this die set, as well as having maybe about an inch in, having the other cutting edge there, you've also got a scalloped circle with a really tiny scallop design. You've also got a stitched circle, and you've also got a plain edged circle as well. So you have lots of different layers that are really nice and close together, so you can get that really skinny mat and layer around the different pieces as well. And then right in the centre, you've got It's Your Day, and it cuts out a really intricate design that is perfect for a shaker card, which I've done on one of my cards as well. Or you know, I said about making a squishy drop kind of a background, I'd used it behind this sentiment on my rocker card that I did as well. Then down in this portion of the die set, you've also got another sentiment die. This one says Thinking of You, and it goes, I'm really sorry if you can hear that noise, I swear it's getting louder, but this says Thinking of You round this way, so it starts here and goes round, and the idea is that you can fit that twice inside the smallest circle die as well to create a circular element too. And if you did have smaller circle dies in your stash, you could even cut the centre of that out to make it into a little wreath, or you know, like a donut with the Thinking of You twice around the outside of it. Then you've also got this gorgeous intricate flower design. It's quite a pointy kind of flower, but it's really pretty actually. You've got these two little flower pieces that are the opposite of each other that you can use to extend a design. You could make an entire border all the way around the larger circle to make it fit on a larger card. You could do the same around the smaller circle to make it fill an A6 card a little bit better. And then you've also got a little ferny kind of branch to do the same kind of thing with as well, where you've got one going in each direction too, which is really lovely. So that is the die set. And then you also have the little stamp set, which has a beautiful large sentiment which says wishing you all kinds of wonderful, with a floral element and some swirly vines and stuff, and that again fits perfectly in the smallest circle die, or any of them depending how much space you want around the edge of it. And then you've also got this half circle design, which again fits in the smallest circle die. You could stamp it twice, or you could have it once and then maybe use the Thinking of You die around the top of it as well as another idea. And then you've also got this adorable little motif there as well, which I was actually stamping with the glitter markers onto my cards in my sped up video as well. So that is everything that you're getting in this month's kit. I'll just put all of this away and then I'll show you my samples. So these are the 4 cards that will be in my sped up video that should go up around the same time as this unboxing video. The first one is the shaker card that I did. I used some of the purple organza butterflies behind it. You don't get them in the kit, but I just wanted to make it into a shaker card. But I've also used the purple Basil Nouveau Drops around the edge, and you can see they're dry, but they're not quite matte finish yet. They're still quite shiny because it's only been 3 hours maybe since I put them on there. I've also used the glitter drop on the little leaves in there, and I actually just used a black Nuvo alcohol pen to colour over the It's Your Day sentiment. And I was also using, if I can get the other stuff off the top of it, this stamp set that Tonic brought out a while ago called Celebrate Sentiments, to add different sentiments or extend sentiments and stuff as well. So I did It's Your Day, You Can Do This, and the background on this one and on this one are what I've done on here, where I just scooped out a little bit of the mousse, spread it around in different areas, scribbled out some of the Nuvo glitter marker, sprayed it with water, and then I just squished the 2 pieces of card into it to give the gorgeous background. And you can see you've got that subtle sparkle and pearlescent finish on there too. And then I've also stamped in the glitter marker and a Nuvo Hybrid Diamond ink pad as well. It just gives a really gorgeous look. And then the second one that I've done, I used that gorgeous swirly kind of a design where I've added the purple basil vintage drops onto there as well. You can see how lovely and small the gap is between the layering circles. That's the smallest one and then the stitched one. And you can see the gorgeous stamped sentiment as well and how perfect it fits on the smallest circle. And I've also used a few of these little branches as well, and this is some of the Pearl Damask pattern cardstock behind there, and I also cut the ferns out of that too, and you can still see a tiny bit of that pattern on them as well, which is lovely. So that's 2 using the same kind of backgrounds, and then these 2 kind of match as well, although I did do them all in the same video. But this one I wanted to try and use it as a rainbow, so it kind of gives like a very lacy looking rainbow, and I could have backed all of these on a different colour of card, but I quite liked the way they showed through each other, so I did just leave it open like that. And obviously it doesn't make a perfect rainbow because they're all coming down to the same width apart, but I really like how that's turned out though. And again, I've used one of those sentiments off that other stamp set as well, and I've used 3 of the different cardstocks from the kit, and again a little bit of that pearlescent one from the 6x6 paper, and then a few of the glitter drops just to finish as well. And I've splattered on, it was some of the leftovers of the Nouveau mousse and the glitter markers, I just splattered them on in the background as well. And then I did the background the same, splatting on the leftovers. And then for this one, I was just using these 3 flowers, plus the stitched circle cut from the glitter card. And then also, all of these pieces are just the waste out of these 2 rainbow portions. So these are all those gorgeous foliage bits. You can see how beautiful they are. They look as if they should have just been a separate die by themselves, but they are just the waste pieces that have fallen out, and they're really lovely. I really like them. And I really love how this card turned out. It wasn't one of the ones I'd actually planned to do, because I have so many videos to film and stuff. I do tend to try and think of ideas ahead of time and plan them out roughly so I know what I'm doing when I sit down at my desk. But this one wasn't one of the ones that I planned. It was going to look different to this. So I really like how that turned out. Just the fact that I'd got all the little waste pieces there, and I was like, they're going to go really nicely, so I might as well use them. And then Nouveau Drop wise, I put some of the Sweet Lilac ones. I put 5 of them dotted around and also in the centres of the flowers. And then I've also used some of the Blue Lagoon glitter one, just to go kind of make little fake flowers, I suppose, coming out the ends of the foliage pieces, which I thought was a nice look as well. And again, I've just used a sentiment off that other stamp set too, just to make them a little bit different, because it's nice to have a mixture of cards in your stash ready to send people as well. So I hope you liked those 4 that I did, and that'll be a single sped up video. We'll show all 4 of them in it as well. Now I'll pass you over to Past Me to show you the other 2 samples that I created as well. So these are the extra 2 samples that I have created ahead of time, so I'm sure future me will have told you about this clip being added in, but I just wanted to show you these as well because I didn't film these ones, but I was just playing around with doing a shaped circle card, and also one where you take the main circle that you're getting in this kit but you fold it in half and create a kind of rocker card. You can also make this so it doesn't rock just by snipping off a tiny little slither at the bottom that's like parallel to the folded line, and that would prevent it from rocking, which is what I did on the round card. You can see I've just snipped off a tiny little piece, and that just helps it stand in the way you intended it to stand, basically, so that whatever sentiment you've put on it is actually standing straight, and the recipient will know that it's supposed to stand up like that. with these two cards as well, I also wanted to, I'm sure I've already told you that there's kind of like a dot and drop element to this month's kit, and that's why you get 3 different Nouveau Drops in the kit as well. But I wanted to actually use this design and show you the full potential of adding those tiny little drops around the detail. You can also do it on the little dotted borders as well. I thought it might be a bit too much on this card, but I could have brought the gloss, like I think it's Sweet Lilac colour in, and done little dots around the perimeter of there as well. And I also actually paper pieced this one a little bit too, so I used some of the glitter card and pieced in some of the detail. So it's multiple different colours down here. I've cut it from one tone of purple. It's got the pearlescent purple behind, and then I've used the blue glitter card and the blue Lagoon glitter drops as well to do the dot and drop detail. Some of these white pieces here, these kind of foliage looking pieces, are actually the waste from the pattern that I used on this card. And I just couldn't throw them away. They're just so beautiful, these gorgeous little swirly frondy bits. Then for the main portion of this card, I've used the gorgeous sentiment which says "It's Your Day." I've layered that up with the Silky Sky satin mirror card with white shadowing it, just so it shows up better. And actually behind that, I have used the purple Basil and the Sweet Lilac drops from the kit to create a kind of marbled background in there as well. It hasn't quite been 48 hours since I did this background piece though, so the matte isn't completely showing, the matteness of the vintage drops isn't completely showing, but it just gives a really cool effect to go behind a sentiment, and it's another way of using your drops as well. And then for this main circle, I used the scalloped circle die to cut some of the glitter card, and then I used all 4 of the tiny little accent dies from the set to cut the foliage and like the little flowery sprigs as well, and just made a kind of like faux reef around the edge of it. And then I slightly offset this sentiment on it as well, and I could have offset that whole circle on the card too, and it would have made it lean more one way. So in that case you might want to do the sliver off the bottom so it would have stood up straight still. But I quite like having a rocker card. It's really nice doing a rocker card every once in a while, because it just rocks really nicely. And actually, if you had offset this but you did still want it to be a rocker card without cutting the bit off the back, you can always stick like a penny or a 5p on the opposite side to where you've put the main embellishment, because it will balance the weight so that it would actually, when it stops rocking, it would stand straight, even though more of the weight is on one side. If you just add something slightly heavy on the other side, it will distribute the weight better again as well. So that is one of the ones, just using it as a half circle card. Oh, and actually this circle, I don't know whether I've already told you this or not, but this circle is 5.5 inches, which is 14 centimetres in diameter, if you wanted to know. So that is that card, and then I've used the circle in its entirety for this card, and I have done the little cut off the bottom so that I know it stands up like this, although the sentiment that I've used goes around in a circle, so it wouldn't really matter if it was slightly off centre. And I kept this one quite simple. I have used all 3 of the Nouveau drops on this one as well. I used the Sweet Lilac in here, the vintage drop on the outside circle, and then the glitter one on the centre of the flowers as well. And for this one, I again used some of the waste pieces from this outside circle because they just looked perfect for like foliage. And then I added in some of those gorgeous little fronds that are separate dies in the kit as well. And I've just layered up some of the different specialty papers. So we've got the luxury embossed lilac waves behind here. We've got the gorgeous glitter cardstock, and then I've cut the flowers from the Silky Sky satin mirror card, but then I've also backed them with the other luxury embossed cardstock as well, and I had to just trim around them with my scissors because you don't get the outside die, but it's really easy to cut around them, and if you don't put your glue right up to the edges you can kind of undercut it slightly, and then it doesn't have to be too neat because you won't be able to tell. But that is the other card that I've done. So I hope you liked these 2 cards, and I'll pass you back to future me to finish off the video. So I hope you like those two cards too, and thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this unboxing video. I'm not sure if it's a long one or a short one this month. I'm stopping and starting a few times, not sure how long I've been yapping on, and I really hope that background noise isn't too evident in the video as well, and it wasn't too annoying for you. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this unboxing video, getting to see lots of samples that I've created as well. So thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to look out for the sped up video showing you all of these as well, and I'll see you again in the next video. Bye!